Good morning, everyone from the West Coast. Good evening. If you are, past east of the GMT, it's good to see you all here. Thank you for being on this call.
Hello everyone. My name is Adele Samad Dibayo. You can call me Uncle Big Bay. I'm a freelance software developer from Nigeria. I'm also into technical writing and content creator. And when I'm not coding, I love playing volleyball. Thank you so much for having me.
My name is Vuisile, and I'm based in Southern Africa. I'm in Cape Town right now. I'm a back-end developer for the most part, and I like to write. My specialty is in Python and web development. Thanks.
So I am a student right now. I am studying computer science. I'm doing masters in computer science. I am also a technical writer and a freelance web developer. I write for multiple websites and blogs. So that's it. Yeah.
Welcome to Aviel. Glad to have you guys here. I think I'll take the liberty with Avia's permission to give a quick intro. Maybe it's a repetition, but I'll try and give a quick intro on what we're trying to do here at Aviel and how we would like to collaborate with all of you and how we're going to make a difference in the open source ecosystem, right? So Aviel is a result of tons of research that we've done with open source creators and open source contributors from across the world. In fact, before starting of Aviel way back in March of 2021, we spoke to about 150 plus maintainers and contributors of open source to understand what is actually missing, right? I mean, how is the entire open source scene like? What we realized is community building and monetization are two key angles, which not just the smaller open source projects, but even the bigger open source projects are facing. So we set out to build an amazing team, and we decided we are going to work with the community. We are going to build community around open source projects, and we're going to use the community, and we're going to work with the community to create an amazing experience and even explore monetization avenues for the open source projects that we work with. The first leg that we've set out to solve is obviously content, and that's why all of us are here on the call right now. Content, the way we see content is basically it should be highly collaborative. I mean, it's obviously the first part to discover a project. It's the first part to start using a project, and it's going to be the way others are also going to discover the project and start implementing things. We'd love to understand the way you come up with a content piece. Start from how your thought process evolves after you figure out how do you come up with a framework, what platform and what experience are you looking for to create content, what are the avenues that you think you can collaborate on. Are you looking to collaborate with the community? Are you looking to collaborate with specific people? How do you solve some of the issues that you face while creating a framework and writing content or writing examples within the content that you're creating? So we'd love to understand a lot of the entire workflow, the entire thought process that goes behind creating content when you're doing that. Point two is we also think, it shouldn't be just a one-way relationship, right? We also would want to create experiences and events where you can actually, if you're interested, interact with other much more experienced content creators. They are super influencers whose content are viewed by tens of thousands of people. They get a lot of feedback. So maybe we can have a few sessions where you can interact with those people and you can learn how they go about creating content and how they actually create that virality. So maybe we can have those sessions also.
So basically, I think about whenever I face a problem, it's like an idea for a content. So whenever I face any problem, the solution is a content piece for me.
Right.
I come out with an idea like that. And there are sometimes like when I want to make like a Discord board, then there is how can I do it? And the most important thing is that I often forgot how to build something. So because of this, I often write contents.
Okay.
that is one thing I create content. And, the structure is actually like a structure on the requirements. What are the requirements? What are the prerequisites? What should they know? Um, Depending on the SEOs, we also have to keep in mind the SEOs, the heading tags, few codes, few links to the on-site links and few offsite links, and all these things we should keep in mind about. So this is how I
Got it.
usually create these.
Where do you write on? Which platform do you prefer writing on? How do you jot down your notes? How does that
So
happen?
I usually draft my notes on Notion, and
Okay.
I publish on my personal blog is on Hashnote. And
Okay.
I write on other blogs as well.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, we want to create this amazing experience where you can, starting from your framework piece to, creating the final content, collecting feedback, pushing to the communities. We want to create that entire experience on the platform. So that is how we are imagining the product as well. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, maybe we can even, connect offline, maybe on a call, and we'd love to really understand more details. We should definitely do that.
When I started writing, it's not about I was more concerned about the tractions, how many likes I'm getting. But later on, as time goes on, I realized that the feedback I'm getting when someone send me an email that I use your content to build this thing and it's working. I've been trying to learn these concepts, and when I saw your article, it was really, really nice. So I find more joy in those feedback. So feedback is one of the things that keep me moving. And whenever I want to create a new content, I always put myself in the position of anyone that is actually going to be using that content, because I believe that for me to pick up a particular topic to write about, that means that maybe I'm writing it because I know more about it. So I will write it in a way that I will appreciate it more if it is the article that I first met when I was trying to learn that concept. And whenever I'm writing a particular content, I have two of my friends. I formed the group, just three of us, like I think like 7 months ago. Back in the days when we were in school. So whenever I want to write a content, I'm going to share it to them. We have a WhatsApp group where we share it. So they are going to try it out. If it's like a technical one, maybe we are trying to build something to let people learn how to build that particular stuff. They are going to try it out. So if there's any bug anywhere, they are going to tell me. So I'm going to just fix that. And if I'm using a very complex sentence, they are definitely going to also tell me. So these are the ways that I use. And I have some other community. I have my own WhatsApp group, Uncle Big B and Friends, with all my friends. So whenever I want to, I'm writing a project-based content, I will just ask for 5 testers, like 5 people to just volunteer, and I will give them access to the draft, and then they will try it out, and they will give me feedback on it. And that has really helped me to produce a much better content. So there will be fewer bugs. There will be and the sentences will be much more clearer, because getting feedback for 5 people already before being published, I already know that I'm going to actually give out content that are going to be useful. And I believe if I'm also doing this with Avia content, I believe it's really going to be nice. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Would we, I found a couple of things, but one of the super interesting things is that would be helpful for the community of content creators would be if you can onboard more people, right? If you can tell your friends, okay, there's a platform where we are working together with the community of open source projects to actually create content. You're actually going to select a topic from a particular project. You're going to actually have a one-on-one discussion. You're going to get on a call like this with a maintainer. You're going to present your content. He's going to read it. You're going to get feedback from that guy, the guy who actually wrote the software. And that's how. Give me one second. Yeah, you're going to actually. Sorry about it. You're going to actually get feedback from the guy, and then. In fact, we are also working with the Slack communities where your drafts could actually be shared with them. We are in the early days, and we are actually trying to get volunteers from the community of the open source project, experts who actually have written more content, who have actually built features, who can actually try out your writing style, the examples that you've given, or the use cases that you've been trying to address. So we are trying to get there, right? So would be super helpful. More than happy to collaborate with you. Really excited to work with you guys. and would be super awesome if you can get more guys. There's a platform like called Aviel, where there's a community of content creators. We're all going to work together and we're going to promote the open source projects. Let's do that, right? Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you. What projects are you working on? Just to understand.
I currently work in the mid-tech space, or work for a startup that's building some medical information systems, and so I work in the plumbing of the whole application in the back end. And most of the writing I do is just as a hobby, just putting stuff out there. Like whenever I solve a problem that I think would be helpful to someone else, I like to put it up on my blog, write out what the problem was, how I solved it, how to do it. Or whenever I learn something new, I like to just write about it. It helps to reinforce what I'm learning. So when you get the information from your head and organize it into an article or a blog post, it helps to solidify what you learn and just rearrange it, join the dots in your head, in a way that makes you understand it better, and explain it in an easy way to someone else who will come along to learn it. And so I wouldn't call myself a professional writer, but I do write and I'm hoping to do a lot with Aviel. And I also like open source. I'm a big proponent of open source. I've worked with a number of projects as a tester, as contributing code, as doing translation. I've done documentation and that as well. So I'm very happy to work with people like you who are into open source as well.
Thanks. Really appreciate it. In fact, when you mentioned it, I just remembered something I read quite recently on how to efficiently read books. The strategy was that after you read a bit, you close the book and you write about it. Write your own notes. Because that's a good way of recollecting and figuring out if you've learned it right. It's not fiction, but when you're reading something else. It's a brilliant way to write. I mean, thanks for sharing that. Awesome. What are some projects that you work with? Just curious. What domains at least? You said you work with few open source projects. What domains are they in?
Oh, yes. So just to name one that you're probably aware of is Mozilla, the makers of the Firefox browser.
Wow.
I was a core contributor for a while, a few years ago. I did translation of Mozilla launched an operating system at some point, a mobile operating system. The project wasn't a success, but I worked on the translation team to translate it. And I also worked on the community project just to get people hyped about it, doing basically engagement with developers, trying to onboard developers onto the platform. I've worked with some Python-based projects. I've worked with some education projects in the education space. But I think the biggest one I'd say is Mozilla right now.
Yeah, Mozilla is one of the biggest open source projects. So awesome.
The way I'm considering this call to move forward, I'll let you folks go through the guidelines that we have prepared for our creators. I hope you all have an idea about what Aviel is. So we are basically a community-driven platform that is engaged in the growth, sustenance, and monetization of open source platforms. Coming back to the guidelines, what do we expect? We expect well-researched and very well-crafted articles. So this would be just the primary and only thing I need from you, that just do your research as well. You all are very experienced, so I know this is something that you have already been imbibing in your projects going forward. When coming to voice and tone, so we do not want to change anything about you. You are with us because of the way you write. So if you use very quirky humor, if you like to use sarcastic tones, that works with us. If you like to use very plain language like Google does, it works for us. So but just make sure that it's interesting to read and your content has the freshness that we require. it to rank higher. So this is the only prerequisite that I have. But just go through this guideline one. You already have this guideline forwarded via email. So just go through it once, because it's very important for us that you get to the core of the articles that you are going to write. Word count, we do not really have an explicit word count, but somewhere around 1500 words would work. Structure of the blog. So this is, I'm talking about from a SEO perspective. Make sure that your content is bifurcated in 3 different sections: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. What we usually do is that whenever we'll be sending you out a write-up or sending you out a topic, we'll also attach a content brief alongside. It will include the pointers that you may cover in your introduction, body, or conclusion. So it's not very exhaustive, but these are just the pointers that we want you to keep in mind while going forward. So it's just that. Make sure to at least use 2 headings in your body, and the heading should contain your keyword. So suppose you are writing about Dogsy. Let's say using MDX with Dogsy, or doing Gatsby documentation with Dogsy. So the keyword here is Dogsy and Gatsby documentation. Make sure that you use them coherently in your headings. In the conclusion, this could be a bit tricky because I would need some of your creativity here. Whenever you will be concluding something, and this is a very personal and subjective stuff, writing a conclusion. So unleash your creativity here. But in the end, please use your conclusion, use your project's topic to connect it with the vision of Avial. Like why we are listing these open source platforms on Avial, or how this topic that you have written about can connect with the idea, with the manifesto of Avial.
Hi Ayodele, sorry, hi Uncle Big Bay and Shubo and Vuyusile. Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys are a part of this call, and also very happy to have you guys on the community. Yeah, so now my name is Ram, and I take care of your payments. And yeah, so I will quickly give you a little insight on what happens in the payments. So how we push out payments. So from the date when your content gets published in our platform, the payment will reach you within 20 days. 20 days is the maximum time taken for the payments to reach you. So on an average, it's 4 to 5 days. So, but we have creators from different geographical locations. So we make sure that the time taken is least. So we assure the complete payment for your blog within 20 days. Yeah. So, and in case if you guys wanna get in touch with me regarding the payments and any other queries regarding payments, I am dropping a message in the chat, which has my Discord ID, Twitter ID, and also the official the mail ID of the payments team. So we usually try to answer your mail within 24 hours. If you want an instant reply, feel free to drop a message to me on Discord or Twitter. And yeah, guys. Yeah, again, welcome to the community. Very happy to have you guys here.
Avi was asking about now the formatting in terms of the H2s and H3s and all of that, right? So if any of you folks have any sort of a disagreement with that, or any different workflow on that, or like any different preference over choosing titles, points, or anything?
No, I mostly use H2 for paintings, and same as the style guide.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you everyone for joining in. And yeah, good day going forward. Thank you.